there's terms in your under your engineering umbrella that I don't necessarily know that much about, but squish and flow and static pressure, and how does that come into play? You know, especially well, first of all, maybe just tell me a little bit more about what those all mean.
So squish and flow, that's just our cute little nickname for it.
Is that an industry term? No, that's just
that's
our term?
Yeah, that's
okay.
what we've coined them years ago. Squish means we are doing a structural analysis on it. Yeah. We're making sure that, so what we can do is we can draw the curb in our CAD.
Yeah.
We can put a load on it, like the rooftop. So let's just say if the rooftop weighs 1,000 pounds, we designed to be able to hold 2,000 pounds. So we can go and basically put a load on top of the curb, and we can say, what happens if we put 2,000 pounds on this? We try to squish the curb, right? That's where squish came from. So we try to see if the curb will fail. And if the curb fails, we either have to make some design changes in material gauge, add supports, things like that, right? So the number one and most important thing is that we don't want a curb to fail when they go and set the rooftop unit on. So again, we designed for twice the load. We haven't had any failures of the curb. We've had failures of some like a process that we used to use where something came undone. So it basically came unscrewed in essence. So we have had some curbs like that. And I think over my 23 and a half years, I'm going to say we've had 5 or less of them. And I mean, we've sold hundreds and hundreds of thousands of curbs. So you're never going to be perfect, right? There's always going to be something, right? So we do a squish test, right? And it sounds much better to say squish than static deflection or, you know, whatever.
Well, I'm really glad you told me that's just our internal terms because I maybe had in my mind that it was industry terms. So
yeah, no, that's just...
we have a lot of that actually, of just our own terms that we make up. So we like to make up words, I guess.
Yeah, we do. And it takes people some time to catch on to all our terminology. That's for sure. So that squish is all about strength. Okay. Flow is again our coined term for checking the airflow path of it, right? So we can do the same thing. We draw the curb adapter in CAD, and we can say, here's the supply. There is 4,000 CFMs of air going in this opening, and it's going to come out this opening. And we can see how much static pressure loss is through that curb. And we have design standards that we have to meet based on the tonnage of the rooftop. So as the rooftops get taller, the motor size, the blower, what they can handle in static pressure loss gets bigger. So we don't have, what a 3-ton is acceptable is different than what a 30-ton is acceptable and different than a 100-ton. So it's a graduated scale based on the tonnage of the rooftop. Well, flow is, if squish is the most important 1A, flow is 1B, because you need them both for the curb adapter to work properly. So they're both the most important.